Okay, so the one thing I haven't told you, nor have I told anyone else that's going to be on here, is because I'm so creatively neutered, I'm not going to have anything intro based. So it's all down to you to do your own intro music.
You are kidding me, you son. What the hell? Right. So you want intro music?
Yeah, like a cappella, a beat on the table. It's all on you. This is
Right.
your moment to shine.
Oh my god. Right.
Like I said, I needed one thing.
No, the problem is now, do you just go for it? Or now do you think, no, I'm going to think about this, I'm going to get a good tune? No, if I think about this is going to drive me up the flaming wall. Right. Right, okay. Okay. All I've got in my head is lift music, like do 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 do.
It works.
Do 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 do. And it's like, oh god, that's so bad.
We're keeping it.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's going off to a great start. Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Hook, and across from me today for the very first episode of what I think I'm going to have to call it Angstcast now, because I've called it. I've just
That's what it is now.
yeah.
Name subject to change.
Yeah, is the man of the hour, the now former president?
I guess, yeah, former.
Now former president of the University of Lincoln Communist Society. You might have seen him wearing a hat once. It's Mr. Ben Higgott.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi. So I should probably explain what this is. I probably should have said how are you, but no.
Yeah, well, screw that. I'm not important.
I have a slight reputation, I think.
Really? Slight.
Of having a slightly short temper.
You might have the reputation of being the angriest man alive.
Well, I don't know if I've told you this story. I had like a thing at work a couple of weeks ago, well, a couple of days ago now, and I turned up and a friend of mine from work mentioned something about wrestling, and my immediate response was, oh, shut up, I'll cut you. And then 4 people behind me just went, turned around and was like, oh, Stevenson.
Yeah.
So it's like a standard
There's
now.
not even a surprise anymore amongst anyone who knows you. It's like, you know what, I'm going to kill you in your sleep. Well,
yeah,
that's Stephen for you. Like,
yeah, it's becoming a standard. So whereas like most people who have like an anger issue, like their friends will seek help or will just flat out avoid them, a few of us came up with the idea that I could start this sort of podcast sort of thing so people could get me angry, so people could laugh. Which I think is kind of morbid, but I'm just a part of it.
no, we're just great friends. It's what we do, where most people would be supportive. We like to put you on a microphone and watch it and make entertainment for the masses.
Great. Looking forward to this.
Could be fun.
It could be, or it could go horrifically wrong. And like, I want to put a disclaimer, because this is like episode 1, I guess. If you're related to me, or are a potential employer, or a current employer,
There we go, that's the important one.
please stop listening. I mean, if you're a potential employer, please definitely hire me. But otherwise, Mum, Dad, John, just stop listening, because it's probably going to get very, very rude.
Very rude. I'm expecting there to be expletive. We're going to have so many disclaimers on this thing. Let's say not safe for work. It's going to go on all day.
Yeah, so basically, if you're very easily offended, go somewhere else. In the nicest way possible.
That was the equivalent of saying, you know what, you can fuck off, mate.
A bit. So, as the first guest, you've kind of got free reign, because
I do, yes. I have to...
there's no president.
Well, there is a president. It just wasn't me anymore. Yes.
That's why he did comedy.
Oh, God, no, that was awful. So, I've been told that I need to provide Stephen with something that's going to make him incredibly angry.
Yeah.
Now, that was the aim. Now, I had a few thoughts, and I thought that the best thing that I could do was... So it's quite close to his heart and has been brought up many times over the years. But instead of just talking about it, I went one better.
Oh, fucking... Where are you going? He brought a bag.
I did bring a bag.
This is going to sound great on audio. What the fuck is in that?
Are you ready?
Okay, I guess. Gordon's gin.
For the record, that is a litre bottle of Gordon's gin. Now, the point that I want to make here is that Stephen
I think...
Stephen doesn't drink. He makes a point that he doesn't drink. Stephen, why don't you drink?
Oh, I got that question asked to me so many fucking times. I got at that work drinks twice.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Why don't you drink, Stephen? You know everyone drinks.
I don't. It's a personal choice that no one seems to understand. And because obviously we've been discussing this for a couple of days now, ever since I probably started arranging this. And you kept saying it's something that you can get mad at too. And I could not think of anything we share in common
except that
apart from this.
Yeah, neither of us. It's worth pointing out. Neither me or Stephen actually do drink alcohol at all. We are completely teetotal. So,
all I keep thinking is every single time I've been asked that question.
And it goes on for years.
Oh, fuck it, it's going to go on for years as well.
Yeah, it's not going to stop. This is it now. We are the destroyer of the social norm. We are the ruiner of the Christmas party.
We're the ruin of everything.
Yes, we are.
I remember, like, New Year's a few years ago, I had it with my dad. And obviously they had, like, friends around. We had champagne. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to be a grown-up. Champagne. Took one sip. Like, this is the worst concoction ever.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it's the point when you remember when, again, if there's any police listening, please stop. Please turn off at this point. But no, do you remember when you're sort of 15, 16 and you've all got the sort of the friends at the house party and that sort of thing, and you've got that one friend that's going out with someone who's 18 or 19 and they just bring a absolute shit ton of alcohol to this 16-year-old barbecue, birthday party, whatever it may be. And absolutely everyone is getting completely and utterly mashed. I don't know if you ever had that, but
I didn't really have friends growing up. But that's
a different anger story.
Yeah.
But no, for me it was a case of there was always people getting completely out, and then because you're the sober one, I've grown up being the sober one, being the one that has to look after you. It's the point. I think I've carried more friends home than you'd believe, and it's just mad, and it's infuriating. Like, you get to the point where you're saying, you know what, screw it. There will be no alcohol at any party I have. You know what, screw you all, you're not bringing it. That's the end of it.
I got to the point a couple of weeks ago, we had like a house party sort of thing, and obviously I was the only one there who didn't drink for like the first couple of hours. Eventually I was joined by other people who drink sparingly.
Yeah.
And I got there, and it worked as a crate escape. So if you're unfamiliar, it's basically where people turn up with crates of beer.
Right.
You stack them in front of the front door, and you're not allowed to leave, and the collective party drinks their way through until it's a climbable mass. As soon as I got there and I saw how high this wall was getting, it's like, I really wish I took first aid before I got here. And it would have benefited because someone passed out and started having a panic attack.
Yeah. That's the thing. I am a first aider, and it's incredibly infuriating. Trust me, you don't want it because you're the band person. It's like Download Festival. I don't know if you know Download Festival, anybody, yourself or any of the listeners at home, but Download Festival was a wonderful festival, and the point was we went 5-day camping, cost me an absolute fortune. But my friends went and they thought it'd be a great idea to take 2 litres of Jägermeister, 2 litres of vodka, and it just went on. There were crates upon crates of beer, right? Night 1, so before even any night gigs have started, no music has happened at this point. The 2 litres of Jägermeister amongst 4 people is gone completely, and the vodka has started. And then the throwing up starts.
Oh no.
And the violent vomit, and then the fuck you, I don't need your help.
Oh, I hate that part. I hate that.
You know what? No, I'm fine. Bam! Face plants a tent. Like,
literally every time someone says like, at the Crate Escape again, they were like, aren't we really annoying? Like, aren't we like the worst people to hang around with? Like, no, because at a certain point, people who are like tipsy, they're fine because they're a little bit happy.
That's right. I don't mind people being drunk even. It's when they get to the point where they can't physically look after themselves.
It's that line where they can't look after themselves, but they won't let you help them.
Yeah.
I had I went to, what was it? A paint party in second year at the Engine Shed.
Yeah.
Which is a local venue. And when we went to pre-drinks, one of the people I went with said, "I'm so drunk." And because I've heard that so many times, I didn't know whether that meant, "I'm so drunk, please take me home," or "I'm so drunk, look at me." So I just went with the whole, you're drunk, you're fine. Ended up going to the paint party, stayed there for a couple of hours, and me and my friend Jordan had like an arm each and slowly carried her. This was like in the middle of February as well, so we were soaked through in February I didn't have a beard jacket. I was so fucking cold trying to carry home this girl who was adamant she could walk on her own 2 feet. And then she tried running, and I thought, if she caves it now, it's all over.
It's not going to go well.
It's not going to go. There's curbs, there's a Brayford, there's a swan.
Oh, what a way to go. Death by a drunken swan.
Yeah.
What happened? Well, I was running along, I was drunk, there was a swan, and then things just kind of get a bit hazy from there.
Feathery Oblivion. I don't know about you, but the peak for me when people kept saying, like, you should drink, like, why don't you, was Freshest Week first year.
Yeah.
Because, obviously, for you lived in a flat of
6.
So that's like, for me, that's like a university standard amount of people. I lived with 11 people. And, honestly, including myself, technically 10. But in one of our first nights, we had people from a flat across the way come over. So I think in the end, we had like 15 people in our flat, including myself. And being around 15 people, I think 90% of them did drink and were drinking excessively because this is uni.
It's Freshers Week.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah.
When we still actually in pre-drinks, we hadn't actually left yet. I got questions off everyone. We were playing Ring of Fire. I was like, I'm just gonna sit this one out because obviously at that point it was still kind of awkward. We're playing Have I Never, Never Have I Ever, and I was there with like tap water, which it was from Danesgate, which anyone who knows
that could have killed you.
That was probably worse than straight vodka. Yeah. I think those times it was white. It was horrible.
Oh dear.
And it got to a point where a housemate of mine was so hammered, she was like, put this like Heineken or something in my face, or Stella. She was like, just try it. If you don't like that, I can make you a cocktail. I'm a mixologist.
Make a what?
A mixologist.
Oh.
I thought she was making it up. Apparently that's a real thing.
Mixed sausages is like, excuse me, mixed sausages. You need to get some Lincolnshire ones. Oh, Jesus.
But she was adamant she wanted to get a job. And I admit it, I did try a sip, because the one thing I can claim, like, I haven't just gone like, drinking's bad, hergader.
No.
I've literally tried it and I just don't like it.
No, I've done the exact same.
Tried it and I felt it tasted like pennies. It was horrible. So we went out, I went to Begin or Prop or something. And on the way back I was talking to a couple of them, and one of them said, so Steve, why don't you drink? Like, I haven't seen you have a drink all night. You didn't have to drink but prees. Why don't you drink? And before I could get a syllable out, we walked past another nightclub around here, Shag Mocha, and there was this young lady in a little dress, sat on the step, head between her legs, vomiting everything she's eaten for the past 18 years. And I just looked down, obviously they were all around us, like, pointing at her, like, that's kind of why, to be honest.
That's the reason.
And because when I came to uni, I thought maybe I should just like go with peer pressure and start. At that moment, I realised, like, nah, actually, I'm pretty good, thanks.
Yeah. No, you mentioned earlier drinking games, like Never Have I Ever.
Yeah.
For me, it was on the very first day of coming to university. So, and this is no exaggeration, I mean, literally, I'd moved in for 4 hours, and then we had a knock on the door from the flat upstairs saying, we're having a party tonight, you should all come up. And it's like, yeah, okay, fine, first year, meet people, it's what everyone does, you know, you want to see everybody, great. Yeah. So we went. And this flat, bearing in mind these flats are designed for 6 people, must have had about 40 people in it.
Hell.
Like, my God, it was unbelievable. And by the time we got there, it was already a catastrophic state. Like, there was just there was like stains on the walls, and I had no idea how they got. And someone was sat there with a full-on mixing deck of. So it's like, so you're the show-off, and you live above me. Brilliant. Yay. That's another anger story. But the point was, they also say, oh yeah, let's play Never Have I Ever, which is a wonderful game. I'm sure many people at home have had many stories, but. We're playing Never Have I Ever, and this room full of 40 people all around the outside, and I'm sat there with a pint of Coke in hand, nice and easy, yeah?
Yeah.
Until somebody goes, my God, no, that's not... And then I've got 40 people in the room staring at me, as somebody noticed that I was on Coke, and it's like, no, you need this bottle of vodka. There you go, have that. And it's like, oh, Christ, right. And it was basically then this case of, right, fine, no, this is fine. I'll have the bottle of vodka. And then the game starts. And the only reason I was okay was because I am possibly, at the time, the most boring man alive. And because the people in the room were so hammered already, the questions almost immediately turned to, never have I ever had sex in a postbox.
Yeah, that happens.
Like, and then 3 people drink. Well, congratulations, you contortionist. Well done, you. What did the mailman say when you opened the postman pack? Click, click. Oh my days, a penis in my face. Like,
the first time.
No, not the first.
I'm sure as a postman, it's a dodgy job.
Oh dear. That'd be quite impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, but no, going back to what I was saying about festivals, the defining moment for me when someone is just too drunk was a friend of mine who was there, and it was probably the second night I downloaded. It still wasn't a big thing, right? And everyone again had got completely hammered, and I was the only one that was sober there, but I had a friend who sort of got quite drunk, decided to stop, and some more or less sobered up. It was about 3 a.m. by this point. Another friend of mine was sat in his camping chair, and he just sort of passed out in a sort of and then he went all over himself, just threw up all down his front, and I sat there like, it's not worth it. This is not worth it. I've paid 200 quid to be here. Why have I done this? So at this point then, everyone else starts passing out. People are throwing up lovely neon shades. And a friend of mine's disappeared off with a guy who's popping pills like they were polos. I have no idea who he was. So it's a case of the ones who've passed out, right, okay, let's put you in your tent, roll you on your side, lovely, marvellous. Get through to it all until there's eventually just the guy left that's been sat in his chair throwing up all over himself. So I get my friend, Dan Brown, lovely guy, who's more or less sobering up by this point. He's still obviously quite drunk, but he's at least a capable drunk at that point. And my other friend who's been sat in the chair throwing up all over himself, it's like, right, okay, we need to get him moved. We can't just leave him out in the chair covered in sick all night. He's going to get hypothermia, God knows what else, right? So another friend who's turned up at this point, she's completely hammered as well. So she's completely just useless. So all this is a case of, right, Dan, you get one shoulder, I'll get the other. And we'll stand him up, right? And then a few other friend who won't be happy that I'm telling the story. So I won't give her a name, but you unzip his jacket, we'll peel it off him, throw him in his tent, right? Sounds like a perfectly good idea. Yes, I think everyone needs to take a moment to say what a great idea that is. Yes?
I can't wait for it to fuck up.
So, what we do is I get one shoulder, stand him up, and Dan gets the other shoulder and stands him up. And then we're in our sort of circle of tents where he's been throwing up in the middle of it. And this guy stood, and the 6 dribbles down at the front. So he's like, okay, friend, unzip his jacket, okay? And she goes up and starts unzipping it. And then we hear another zip. And my friend has come round just long enough to whip it out and starts to piss all over my friend who's unzipping his jacket.
No.
Now at this point she screams and goes for a runner, right? And she just legs it. So then we're stood in the middle of our campground with lights all around us and people just walking past at 3 a.m. as our friend, as we're just sort of standing there helping our friend piss in the middle of our campsite.
Nice.
Defining moment, I think that was. True. So then it's a case of, right, you know what, this is no good. But she had at least managed to unzip his jacket. So we peeled it off him while he's still got it in his hand.
Nice.
Right? And he's like, you know what, screw it. Pick him up, leg and wing, into his tent, zip, that'll do. Screw it. In the morning we woke up and he's like, are you okay, Titch? And he's like, I open my tent door and there he is. He's got a foot just outside his door. And he's like, how? How have you done that? He managed to just get a foot outside his tent door. It had rained during the night.
Oh no.
He had no feeling at all.
Oh no.
And it's at this point we thought, you know what, you really ought to go to a medic. He said, no! I've paid £200 to be here. I'm not letting a dead foot get me a... I haven't spoken to him since. If he lost a foot, God knows. Who only knows.
Salute that foot.
Well done him. That's the necessary sacrifice due to the pure amount of Jägermeister he drank.
I got maybe not such a sizable scale, but I've got a pretty decent throw-up story. I have a horrible feeling it was after that paint party I said about earlier.
Yeah.
So when we got back from the paint party, obviously we were all soaked through, and I said to the girl, like, go in there and shower off, because I don't want you to go to sleep covered in paint, because you'll ruin bed sheets, you'll be cold, blah, 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 blah. And she was adamant she didn't want to, just because in case she passed out and I would have to go in there. I was like, I'm not going to go in there if you've had a shower. Leave the door unlocked, and if I don't hear anything from you in 40 minutes, I'll get one of our other female housemates. It'd still be awkward, but not as awkward as me going in there.
Of course.
So,
since you're into trees and all that.
Fuck off. Different rage, different day.
We've already managed to cover 6 different rage topics aside from the one that we've got.
There's all sorts of topics for the next 6 weeks.
Great.
So, yeah, sent her in there, and she came out like really fast. Like, I thought you were like worried about passing out. I was like, it was been 40 minutes. I thought you were going to come in. It's like, it's been 10. So it's like, right, you've lost the concept of time. Put her in a room. I showered off and I went to bed. And despite the fact I don't drink, I still want to sleep afterwards because I got in at 3 and I'm lazy.
Right. As
demonstrated by the fact this is my podcast and I turned up 5 minutes late.
Well done, you.
Yeah. Woke up the following morning at like 10 o'clock, something like that. It wasn't massively late. And I checked my phone and I saw that I had 3 messages and 2 missed calls from this girl that I went to the party with. And I thought, holy shit, what the fuck? So instead of like going in and make sure she was alive, I just text her saying,
fuck it, that'll do.
Saying, what's up, you okay? And apparently she threw up in the night. No, she went to throw up and she didn't make it all the way to the bathroom. She threw up halfway on the floor and half on the bathroom.
Oh God. So
she went back and just went straight back to bed. And she was sick again, this time a bit on her and mostly on the floor. And so then she started sending me texts. And then she was just like laying on the bed, room spinning. And she tried calling, obviously didn't pick up. Tried calling a second time. And for some reason, she got it in her head, because she had an iPhone, so it was on Apple. And I was on Samsung at the time. The reason why we couldn't connect was because Apple can't connect to Samsung phones.
Obviously,
right?
Of course.
So she was adamant that the reason why I wasn't picking up, not because I didn't want to help, was because Apple phones and Android can't communicate.
Oh God.
So
what a moron.
The reason why, and it wasn't so like I could help it. The reason why she wanted me to come in was because she'd thrown up and she didn't want to clean it up. So she wanted me to come in and clean up her vomit for her.
Nice.
And at that point, I was like, she said to me, obviously said this following morning, I was like, well, I wouldn't have come in. So would you not have cleaned the vomit? It's like, no!
Screw
you! I clean up your vomit? I'll make sure you're okay, get you a glass of water, sit with me for a bit, and then fuck off back to bed.
Nice.
Like a reasonable human being. I'm not going to clean up your vomit.
Yeah, but Stephen, there is a reputation that says that you're not very good at dealing with drunk people, are you? Like, how's about we rewind about a year ago to when you had to deal with my flatmate?
Which one?
The one time when... Okay, so... my
oh,
flatmate...
wait, no,
there we go.
Chinese?
Huh?
Chinese?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So... Stephen, being the great friend that he is, was out with a few of my friends. I couldn't meet him, unfortunately, but he was out with a few of my friends, one of them being my flatmate. Now, my flatmate is 4'0" and incredibly thin and does not handle alcohol well at all. So after she had about 8 shots, a bottle of wine, a fish bowl and several other concoctions, she was a little bit out of it. So Stephen decided that when she decided to go home, he'll probably walk her back. How gentlemanly of Stephen, yes?
Good
Sounds great. So what happens is he walks her back, gets her most of the way back, makes sure she doesn't die on the way back, and then chucks her in the lift and goes home. Like, okay, Aisha, on your own, boop, see you next week, and abandons her to the realms of the lift. Now at this point then, 5 minutes later, all I hear is a, I'm home! As Aisha falls flat on her face through the front door. And I'm sat there in my room, sat there going, oh, Jesus Christ, what's happened? So I go into the room and say, Stephen got me home. And he's like, well, where's Stephen? He's like, oh, he left. He's like, oh, well, thanks, Stephen. Thank you so much for getting her home. You're so kind. As she face plants the bleeding floor.
In my defence, she kept saying, let's go say hi to Ben and your girlfriend.
Paige,
and I thought, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure, A, they don't want to see us at 2 o'clock in the morning. B, they are a relationship in the nicest way possible.
Charming, yeah, nice. Unfortunately, you may have told Aisha that, but unfortunately that didn't sink in, because at that point, Aisha went straight through my door.
Acknowledged you both.
Ben, Paige, oh my God, you've had Chinese.
Yeah.
Dives into the room, jumps onto my sofa, right? And then there's a few leftover Chinese chips that we'd had in the night. And it was a case of, I'm just eating 3-hour-old Chinese.
Oh.
As at this point then, as she sat there, and obviously you can't see it, but she sits there and she slowly shrinks in her seat and sort of dissolves into the sofa, all while eating Chinese chips, right? But the point is, she's not actually eating them. She picks them up off the table, gets to sort of just about, I don't know, 2 inches from her mouth, and then drops it. And like, hum. And then she has this dazed and confused expression on her face that she can't actually realise what she's eating. This carries on for about half an hour until there's like a small mountain of chips just on her chest. And then it's like, Aisha, I think you probably ought to go to bed. Oh, but what? It's like, but it's, oh, fine. So he has to then pick Aisha up, put her in bed, right? And say, right, off you go to bed. I'm going to turn the lights off now, okay. He's like, oh, wait, I need to go to the bathroom. He's like, okay. Somehow, in the time it takes for me to put Aisha in bed and for me to walk to the light switch, she's managed to lose her trousers. I don't know how, but I've never spun around 180 quite as fast in all my life.
Well, you got whiplash.
Yeah. And then she just sort of trundles to the bathroom, and then it's possibly the quite longest bathroom break I've ever had to witness in my life, just with finger on light switch, waiting for that bathroom trip to end. It took far too long. Aisha, if you're listening, I'm sorry for telling the world this story. And then she goes to bed and everything's fine. And in the morning, it's like, are you okay? Again, through Facebook Messenger, because screw actually checking up on people. Like
that.
It's like, yeah, I think I'm fine. What happened? No idea. And that's the other thing. The memory loss is what makes me very angry about drinking. It's like, who wants to get... Well, no, actually, in fairness, who wants to lose their memory? Well, there's a few things I can think of that I wouldn't mind actually forgetting. However...
Admittedly.
In what circumstance do you think it's a good idea? Because, like, if you're going out and you take 50 quid out, and you go out and you get completely hammered, you go out and you say, yeah, let's go and have a party, go and get completely drunk, and then come home, pass out, throw up, and feel like death the next day. Quite frankly, you might as well go and get yourself in a Zimbabwean prison.
Well...
Like, let's be honest, it's going to have the same effect. You're going to go out, you're going to lose all your money, you're going to wake up on the floor covered in vomit and have a ringing headache. It's the exact same thing, so why not do that? You might as well get a trip to Zimbabwe out of it. It probably cost you as much. Well, how much is a flight to Zimbabwe, do you think?
You know, I haven't checked recently.
Other countries are available. So, that's the thing. I don't get it. I do not understand why you go out to get completely hammered. It's beyond me. Drives me up the wall.
Yeah, you going on about the Asia story. I, too, messaged her after the thing. I was saying, like, are you okay? And she said, yeah. And then she started having a go at me because I didn't drink. I don't know if she was, like, still half drunk, but she's basically saying, yeah, you don't drink. Is it because you think you're better than us? Because you're not. It's like...
It's weird how aggression turns from curiosity so quickly.
Oh, yeah. But I've just realised, did you steal that from your girlfriend?
Yes, I did.
Is she not going to be kind of angry?
Probably. I don't know, we'll see. It was at this point, though, that you do have to question one thing. Because the point is, we have to try and get Stephen angry on this show. So,
oh, fuck.
Stephen.
You brought 2 shot glasses.
I did indeed bring 2 shot glasses. So, Stephen, do you have a drink?
You can go fuck yourself sideways.
Stephen, why not? Why don't you have a drink? It's just one drink. It won't hurt you.
Because that's how it starts. It starts with, oh, whoa, drink. I've had this because I've said to her, I don't want to get drunk because I don't want that. I don't want to lose my memory. I don't want to be not in control.
You don't want to wake up in a Zimbabwean prison.
Don't want to wake up in a Zimbabwean prison. And my personal opinion is I would be a really angry drunk.
Well, you're a really angry person.
Right.
Stop.
If I'm an angry drunk with lack of control, I'm 6'4", 13 and a half stone. That is a lot to like try and keep it under control, even if I just fall over a lot.
Yeah.
And so I say to people, I don't want one because that'll turn into others like, no, just moderation, it's moderation. And these are the same motherfuckers who will spend 50 quid on a night out and blow it all. Like, oh, I can't remember what I did, but I'm sure it was a great night. No, it wasn't. You threw up on yourself 3 times and fell in a bush.
Oh, God, no, sorry, that just reminded me of another story of Freshers Week. Like in my first year in Freshers Week, right? And, sorry, I know we're probably coming to the end of the time, but in Freshers Week in first year, there was a case of, I was stood in my room, and my room, it overlooks the Brayford Keys waterfront. Now, if anyone lives in Lincoln, they know what that is, but it's basically a big body of truly vile water, right?
Don't drink it.
Stephen, don't drink it. So one thing it was Saturday, and all I heard was a whir of the usual typical drunks, right? So I looked out my window purely out of curiosity, and there's 3 lads and 3 girls who are all dressed like they're on a night out, all very, very, very drunk.
The usual.
And you can see them off in the distance, but just in front of me you hear a as there's somebody leant over the Brayford throwing up into it, right? And you're like, that's lovely. They're annoying. They're very because they're annoying. They're standing right at the far end of the Odeon, and you can far end of the Brayford, and you can still hear them. It's ridiculous, right? And these guys are throwing up in the Brayford, right? Now, eventually, the person throwing up obviously has had their fill, and they wander off. But these guys start coming towards this group of 6, right? And then one of them sat there and saying, "Eh," because that's the best accent I've ever given. He goes, "Eh, watch this," rips his shirt off and takes a flying jump dive straight into the same section of the Brayford that the guy's been throwing up into for the last 10 minutes.
Christ.
Now, therefore, his friends don't just think, you know what, that's a really dumb fucking thing to do. You know what they think?
Let's do it too.
Let's do it
Fucking
too.
hell.
And they take a flying jump dive straight into the same. So then there's 3 mostly naked lads having the whale of a time in the dirtiest, skankiest bit of Brayford in the wood, with the 3 girls just sat there laughing. And this goes on for about 10, and I'm sat there like they're going to die. Like, or at least, natural selection, you'd think it would happen.
Yeah, Darwinism.
It's at that point then that they try to get out.
Oh, Christ.
And they're so drunk that they actually can't lift their own body weight out of the water. So they're sort of just flop there, like the equivalent of a human Magikarp, with the same level of usefulness, aside from anything else, that you just hope that they'll faint soon and that will drift away. But no, they do eventually make it out, and the girls are sat there laughing their heads off, and these lads try drying themselves down with their own ripped shirts. And then they take a wander home, and you sat there just like, what did you do?
What did you accomplish?
It's 2 things. Of one, how much money did you spend to the point where that's a good idea? So how much money do you have to spend to get the experience of swimming in some skanky, vomited up water?
Well, I paid 70 quid.
Why pay £70 in vodka when you can just do it for free? If that's what you think's a great night out, I don't get it. I don't see the point, and I don't get it. It's hilarious, and when you watch it from afar, but it's quite tragic when you realise that those people are probably going to have kids in a few years.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine? Some of them might already have it. My
Because.
God. Oh, my God. That thought. It's like the dumb people. You know what? I'm going to get completely bladdered, throw up, and then jump in the Brayford. You're the most likely person to have children.
Yeah.
That's a scary thought.
Provided the Brayford hasn't dissolved all your sperm.
That's true. Oh, God, could you imagine? That'd be great. That's a great way of doing it. Oh, yeah.
I might not have been drunk, but I still feel in there.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's a story for a different day.
Different story for a different day, but yeah. Oh, that was beautiful.
Oh, yeah. To finish it off, I'll have one more story. More of a funny one because of just how bad drunk people get. So, in second year, the people obviously I lived with, they went to propaganda. And I didn't want to go propaganda because this was in first year. I did go to nightclubs quite a lot. I went to propaganda and Skin at least every other week.
Yeah.
Just because it's freshers.
Yeah, why not?
So they were getting ready, and this was start of the point was like it's just a recurring theme because when I go to a nightclub, it's arrive with them, they pinch guys' ass and blame it on me, which is great times. They disappear. I eventually find them half hour later. We stand in the smoking area. They smoke and talk to guys, and I just stand there because no one likes a sober guy at a party.
Oh, I don't know that. They do when you're the one looking after them.
Aside from that,
yeah. Other than that, they're completely pointless.
They want you to start at the end, but not in the middle.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, but I didn't want to stay in, so I went for a walk through Lincoln on a Saturday night.
Oh God.
Which was the dumbest thing I've ever done.
And you've done a lot of dumb things.
I have done a lot of dumb things. Actually, I got another story after this. I suppose.
Oh God.
It's a good story. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's how to manipulate drunk people.
Okay.
So yeah, I decided to go for a walk. I went through right through the heart of the city, and during my walk, I saw quite a few sights. I saw what I believe was an episode of Police Interceptors being filmed, because there was like a hobble around and walkabout, a guy with a camera, and it had vests that said like recording in progress.
Yeah.
I don't know if it made it to print. I've yet to see it, but
who knows?
Who knows? I have a feeling it's the one where it's a law student who's like, you can't film me, and then just flops and then gets really angry because he's a fucking dumb bastard. So I'm walking through, and as I'm about to make my way back, so I'm like, okay, Lincoln's terrifying, I'm bored, let's go home.
Yeah.
I come across this guy, he is roided out like fuck, he's a stacked fella, and again, off his tits. and he's got his girlfriend behind him, and they are having lovers' quarrel.
Oh.
And
I really thought you were going to having a lover's moment then.
Nope.
Like, oh my days. Like,
lovers' quarrel, and so he turns around, and I shit you not, shouts at her and says, "You have not seen a full wrath of me! Do you want to see the full wrath of me?" And at this point, I'm like, do you understand what you have just said? A part of me, obviously, because it's like, this is kind of threatening. Should I step in and get murdered by this drunk roid head? And I thought, police over there, not my problem.
brilliant.
But I walked past propaganda, and like this was like I said in the middle of town. I was like, he just said that. That was a thing. In his drunken state, he thought that was a clever thing to say to intimidate someone.
The wrath.
The wrath of me. Fucking moron. And I will literally end it on this story now, because this is more of a fun one, because as much as drunk people are annoying, it's fun to mess with them sometimes.
Oh, of course.
Again, back to this paint party. This was at pre-drinks.
You had a pretty good paint party.
It was, as much as I don't drink, it was great fun, because I got separated from all the drunk people, was spending most of the night on my own, but I was in the one place that had the most paint. It was a great time. At the pre-drinks, I was like talking to a friend of a friend's housemates, and we were discussing why I don't drink again. And excuse me, we got a cab, like a vodka cab, basically. Rinsed it out, and we filled it with water. Turned to my housemate, who previously had said to me, like, "I'm so drunk." And I went, "Hey," and she turned around, and I did this shot
Yeah.
of quote unquote vodka. It was water. Her face dropped. So like she had a dyed hair, all the colour from her head, her hair, her face, it all just went. And she screamed, "Stephen, no!"
You just jumped off a cliff or something.
Grabbed this bottle of Pepsi, this 2 litre bottle of Pepsi, all but lobbed this at me. She said, "Chase it, chase it, chase it." At this point, I could barely swallow the water in my mouth because I was laughing so hard. And the girl I did it with, like, she was pissed herself as well. And I eventually just managed to muster up the courage to say, "It's water." And then you can see like the confusion start building. She's like, "What?" It's like, "It was water. We like got it from the tap." She hit me. She's like, "You bastard!" and walked away.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
It was fantastic. So
yeah, in summary then.
Drinking's bad, MK.
While drinking, drinking is fine if people want to do it. But for the love of God,
stop asking me
stop asking us why we don't drink.
Oh God, that was. Oh, it's still. I can't. All I keep thinking about is all the different times I've been asked that question. It's like, you should just try it. You should just try. Fuck off.
It's been constant, and it will continue to be constant.
Yeah. God, there's the thing. I keep thinking it won't be that bad because I'm gonna probably stay in Lincoln. I'm staying in Lincoln for another year. I'm then moving abroad, and then I've got like another. At least 10 years before people start accepting it's okay to not drink. Because in your 30s, it's okay.
Yeah.
When you're a student, you're meant to be like shooting up marijuana every day.
Shooting up marijuana.
I know my drugs.
Brilliant.
Cool. So this has been entertaining, I guess. You have been Ben Higgott.
And you have been Stephen Hook.
And I end it.
Okay, well, cheers.
Oh, you're a bad person.
Don't I know it.